Cloud versus Mewtwo. Kind of go back and forth, the two of these. I think the last time Ralphie was victorious. I think in the overall, I think Ralphie's just a little bit positive, although that was like going through the grand scheme of things. Leo has actually been like going a little bit on the up and up. So we're going to see how this goes. Funny thing about this matchup is just that they're both mobile characters, but Mewtwo is far from gimpable. You know, it's like, yeah, he's got some weird like angle things with his up B on certain stages, but you're not really going to see that on like Smashville. Where Cloud, you know, he has the standard like, oh, try to gimp me type of thing. And with like the knockback from like Mewtwo's Fair, or just the way he just drags you, can be really good. So right now we're seeing Leo pushing a pretty good lead right now. Just gonna say, Ralphie is kind of a little, just like one hit away from like a strong move to just like finish out his stock here. But now Leo's gonna take that cross slash, and then the back hit of the down smash, and now all that was going for him, he's now at a deficit. He's gonna make it back, and he's gonna do it right away with the Shadow Claw. So now we got back on last stock, neck and neck. And that's kind of how these sets always go between these two. It's always like one kill right after the other, and it always stays pretty even. But it's just like you're beginning to see like the work that like Leo was putting in the beginning. It's beginning to get overshadowed by just like Ralphie waiting for those more optimal windows to just deal a lot of knockback. Not necessarily a lot of damage. You know, the percents here can always be a little bit deceiving just because when you have kill power like Cloud, it's really scary. And you can also say the same thing about Mewtwo. This is a very volatile matchup, very volatile trades. So now we're going to be like nearing the end of your game one. Mewtwo not the heaviest character, it's actually the second lightest. Quite unfortunate for him, because Cloud has a lot of the same kill power and is one of the heavier characters. And so we're going to see Ralphie taking game one. So, yeah, not very surprised. Leo's gonna opt to counter pick Battlefield. I definitely see why. Mewtwo has a lot of like these cool little edge cancels, although that's not something necessarily that Leo will do, but just taking advantage of all the mobility that Mewtwo has. You know, the double-edged sword of this is that this is also a really good stage for Cloud. Definitely gonna be a comfort thing. Plus, you know, you want to maximize your survivability by the fact that Battlefield has the widest and tallest blast zones. Tallest and lowest blast zones. Like, you will live longer on this stage. So the fact that Mewtwo's really light will give him just a little bit of time on the board and not in the blast zone. Because he's strong enough where, like, Cloud's weight's kind of irrelevant, you know? Okay. Seeing a lot of like back and forth here. Leo again pulling out, just like in the first game, a little bit of a lead here. Tried to get him with the disable, but didn't get out fast enough. He was able to power shield it. Very clever attempt though, trying to do it, punishing his landing. Had to do it a bit sooner. Now they're beginning to tiptoe around each other because they know that that stock is right around the corner and it can go for either one of them. We have Cloud sitting on limit right now. So unless Leo is able to knock him away far enough where he doesn't actually die, where he has to burn it. Oh my god. Ralphie waiting for him to use that Nair and then do an uppie out of shield with the limit Clim hazard. Oh my god. When you get climmed just right. Right, Leo attempting to punish the downward part of the climb hazard, but wasn't able to do it. Now we have another uphill battle for Leo. He wasn't able to take the stock right away like he did game one. But actually, yeah, he did. Who am I kidding? This is the prophecy of these two players. They must have it like this. Okay. And here we are, back again, like almost to halfway through the timer, and we have like neck and neck percents here right now. I think what really the main thing that has put Ralphie just a little bit ahead, taking game one and taking the first stock here, was just that he is waiting. He's being a little bit more patient in acting on those windows. Like, he'll do a little bit more bait and punish for the harder things and just like stay safe for it. Where I think Leo is getting a little bit impatient in like trying to seal off the stock because he knows that that other kill is right around the corner. But now, Ralphie has burned his limit, and actually we have like a 2-to-1 damage ratio, and we're going to see Leo take game two. Really good stuff. Trying to play rock, paper, scissors right here, but we're going to go back to Smashville. Go. Alright, so seeing a bit of a more like, not really, a very agile, like they're dancing around each other. Although now we're seeing Ralphie, like for the first time I think, taking the early lead against Leo, 35 to 88, and he has limit. So that puts him in a position to kill him right there. So now we have a very large stock advantage. Only 35% on his first stock, and now Mewtwo is already on his second. Leo's going to have to do a lot of damage control to get through this. And Mewtwo doesn't have like the kind of like, I'm going to hit you once and do a million damage. He's a lot about pot shots and getting you frustrated with his movement, not so much like the heavy combo game. Like, yeah, he can string some moves together, but those are more the low percent. So if he's trying to get this kill, he's got to be really careful. And he actually is doing a really good job, only taking 35% in his second stock and getting Ralphie all the way up to 90. Although now he's getting a little bit towards the mid. Oh, just like that, Ralphie's beginning to secure a very, very strong lead. However, I think that's it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, good stuff by Ralphie there. Leo was just a little bit behind on like, at the end of all the matches. Like, luckily, game two, he was behind only for the first stock and was able to bring it back. But a little unfortunate there.